Have you ever wondered if aeration overseeding is right for you? Well, guess what? You're not alone. So does everybody else every single year. Hi, my name is John. I'm the owner here at Divine Landscaping. A couple of years ago, I was a solo operator with a 1995 Ford F-150 V6 broken down with one mower, one weed whacker, and a handheld electric borrowed blower. It was hilarious. It was awesome. It was a good time. One day I had a client, he says, "Hey John, could you do me a favor? Could you take half of this mulch bed and make it grass?" I said, "Well, yes sir, I can, no problem." But there was several problems to deal with this situation. I didn't have the equipment. This guy had no irrigation system, and quite frankly, I had no experience to be doing this. But I said yes anyways. So I went home that night and I told my wife, I said, "Ray, I have no idea what I'm doing. I think I'm well over my head in this situation. Can you please give me some wisdom? What you got?" She says, "Well, why don't you treat this like your garden?" I may not have known how to do this job, but there's one thing I did know how to do, and that was garden. I had a successful 65 by 40 foot garden in my backyard. We had over 20 different beds full of different species of crops that were going to be planted, from potatoes to broccoli, peppers, you name it. Beans, 5-gallon buckets of beans. We had to give them away to the community. It was awesome. It was a great time. But I knew how to grow crops. And then when she said that, it just hit me. Your yard is a big garden. So in the moment, I didn't know what I was doing, but as soon as I heard that, I knew exactly what I needed to do. And the very next day, I had a plan. I was going to go rent the equipment. I was going to go get all the supplements, because we know gardens do need supplements from time to time. And as soon as I hit the corner lot, as soon as I hit the ground, I knew exactly what I needed to do. I needed to grab my tiller and I needed to go to work. So I got all the mulch bed out of there and I tilled in the dirt. Now the conflict was I had dirt everywhere. This 200 to 300 square foot lot, it was just so hard. And so I just kept hitting problem after problem. So as soon as I got that tilled up, I went right into some topsoil, got some supplements, and it took me hours for only like 200 square feet. It was miserable. And to top it off, this guy had no irrigation system, like I said. He had one of those old school sprinkler systems, you know, where the kids would run through and they would just play and they'd be like, "No, it's actually for water." And it was just so funny because every 15 minutes he had to take it and he had to go on this side of the yard and that side of the yard, and it was just so funny. But the end result was phenomenal. The transformation was phenomenal. And I remember like it was yesterday, I'll never forget it. On Fridays was my day to go to Williamsburg, and I would do a fall cleanup. I would collect the leaves at that time frame. And when I pulled up, I slammed on my brakes because you can see the visible difference between what was the work that was done and the yard that was just overseeded. This yard got some supplements, it got some topsoil compost 50-50, and it was drastically different between the two. And so I was so pleased. I said, "Man, I did that." It was phenomenal. And in that moment, I knew that I had the experience. In that moment, I knew I had the mindset, the skill set, and the tool set to do everything that he asked me to do and even more. And so this season is the same exact thing. Your yard is your garden, and we have the tools. We have the tools to do the same exact thing. Whether it's a legitimate tiller, we have an aerator. We have the best quality seed that you can buy around. We're not going to Lowe's. We're not doing those things. It's blue ticket certified, which means it's weed free. It's verified by Virginia Tech, and that's exactly what you're going to get. We have tillers, we have handheld equipment, we have the best push behind aerators. And we know that's important to you because stand-on aerators really wreck your yard. So we have the equipment, we have all the skill set, we have the manpower to help you transform your yard today. So down below everywhere, you will see on my website like 5 different times, find our number, request a quote. Worst case is you just get some information. Best case is we get to transform your yard. Call us today, and thanks so much.